The man opened a box of vacuum-sealed human waste, mixed it with water and soil, and placed a scoop of it every few feet before planting sliced potatoes in the ground. Finally, he watered the soil. After half a month, tiny green sprouts miraculously appeared in what had once been a barren wasteland. This small patch of land became his only hope for survival over the next 4 years. Because he was on Mars, 34 million miles away from Earth, William was stranded on this desolate planet. A few months earlier, a sudden Martian dust storm had interrupted the crew's exploration mission. Astronaut William was accidentally struck by flying debris, and the monitoring system showed that his spacesuit had been punctured. In such a pressurized environment, there was virtually no chance of survival. The commander wanted to go rescue him, but the spacecraft was about to be overturned by the storm. If they didn't launch immediately, the entire crew would be trapped there. With no other choice, the commander ordered a retreat. Although they managed to escape, no one felt relieved, because William was gone forever. At the same time, NASA announced the disaster and officially declared William dead. But at that very moment, the supposedly dead William suddenly woke up from unconsciousness. It turned out that the antenna lodged in his abdomen, along with the blood, had sealed the tear in his spacesuit, allowing him to survive by sheer luck. Enduring the pain, William made his way back to the nearby temporary base. First, he pulled the antenna out of his abdomen, then stitched up the bleeding wound. Fortunately, his internal organs weren't damaged, but he had completely lost contact with the outside world. A violent black dust storm raged across Mars, and the base trembled constantly in the storm. William could only endure the ordeal. If even the slightest crack opened in the structure, the base would explode from depressurization. So he began gathering every usable item he could find. Unfortunately, the base didn't have what he needed. 3 days later, the weather finally cleared, and William's anxious mind gradually settled down. He began drafting a survival plan. The next manned mission wouldn't arrive for another 4 years. To survive that long, he needed a steady food supply, but the food at the base would only last a little over a year, far from enough. However, after one trip to the bathroom, William suddenly had an idea and found a solution to the food problem. It came from a gift that was meant to be opened on Thanksgiving, along with a bag of fresh potatoes. William was thrilled because he was also a botanist. With that bag of potatoes, he could grow enough food for the remaining 3 years. William first gathered all the vacuum-sealed human waste, which could serve as natural organic fertilizer. Then he converted the base's work area into a greenhouse and covered it with a thick layer of Martian soil. After that, he farmed just as he would on Earth, fertilizing, planting, and irrigating. But a new problem quickly appeared. For plants to grow properly, each square meter required about 40 liters of water. For 126 square meters, that meant a massive amount of water. On Mars, that was extremely difficult to obtain. But William wasn't out of options. The spacecraft's fuel was hydrazine, which could be broken down with a catalyst into nitrogen and hydrogen. If he ignited the hydrogen, it would produce water. Although he successfully ignited it the first time, a miscalculation caused the explosion. Still, William refused to give up. On the second attempt, he took better precautions. This time, he succeeded. Just like that, he solved